Hey folks, Ken here. Just thought I'd do a quick update. I was doing a bit of work over the weekend. First of all, a couple of new additions which I think is a show there. The little goshiki with the tancho markings I got, and there's also a tancho there, Tosai. He's not bad. His spot is probably not quite centered, but those of you that have been looking for Tosai at any stage, they're very hard to get. You know, really good ones are nearly impossible as small fish, because breeders tend to hold them and breed them out, and then they can charge much more money for them because they're so popular. So other than that, the fishes are doing grand. My front bottom drain, I did do some work on that over the weekend. I didn't video it. I think you can see there, you can see 4 stainless steel screws on it. So what I did was, first of all, threw in the butt pump on Sunday morning and drained the pond down. Now, drained down, I thought it was going to take about 3 hours. It drained it down in about an hour. It must be rated for more than 6,000 litres an hour. But anyway, did the job. Maybe it's 12,000 litres an hour, I'm not sure. But anyway, did the job fairly well, and then the mate came out. I didn't video it. Apologies, there was just, you know, so much going on, and waders and, you know, knee deep in water and all the rest. So I got in, and I'd already purchased a bag of these on Amazon. They're just wedges for, you know, carpenters would use, or anyone building, you know, just to hold stuff in place. And what I planned to do initially was, first easy solution was to wedge a few of these under. So when I got in and got the hands down, and although the pond was 16 degrees and it was a day like today, but I got a really good day for it. It wasn't pleasant keeping the hands in there for too long, as I'm sure a lot of you experienced. And I started to put these on, so I found that one side of the lid was completely closed, so I'd say more than 50% closed. And I proceeded then, you know, I sort of decided, some people had said to me in the last video, would you not try and get the lid off? I was just afraid I might damage the stem, the lid, or even worse, the base of the drain itself. So, but when I started to put these under, you know, I had a difficulty getting the fingers under, it was so closed. But I did get a couple of these under, and then I decided I was going to put 4 in, much the same as I have the screws there. But as I did that, I noticed they came loose, and I grabbed the lid, and lo and behold, the lid came off in my hand very easily. And when I examined the inside of the lid where I Tech 7'd it, what happened was I put in Tech 7 up at the very top, but whatever, I don't think the stem went up that far, so it actually didn't Tech 7. So all the last 2 years and more, that lid has been just sitting on there with nothing hold it, but did sit. But needless to say, it also moved, and that was my problem. So anyway, took the lid off. So you can probably guess I didn't do stainless steel screwing and drilling underwater. Cleaned it up, and then got these, and I just cut them about there, and they're 15 mil or 1.5 centimeters, which is about a finger thick. Well, my big chunky fingers anyway. And drilled a little hole in the lid, and then stainless steel screws, and screwed them in place. So went for 4, and I think 4 is fine. Could have went for more, but I was just, my mate who's more experienced than me just said that, you know, if you put more of them in, you have a blanket weight problem at any stage. There's more for blanket weight to get stuck on. So what we're going to do now is, I'm doing my usual weekly, well, it's like bi-weekly, every 2 weeks. What's that? It is bi-weekly. Twice a weekly would be every. So I have my pond vac 4 in place. I just have the pumps run, well, the air pumps running, but they shouldn't be too noisy. So what I do is I just finished draining this off. But what I do is, as if you see maybe in other videos, is I flush my bottom drains into the dirty side of the filter, and then I vac out the dirt. It's worked well for me, I have to say. The problem I noticed in the last year with that far bottom drain, which is the front one, is glugging, so there's something restricting it. Now I've never had blanket weed in the pond, not in that pond, in my old pond I had lots of blanket weed. But I'll step out and I'll put this on. But excuse the noise. I was fairly sure that there's Tarzan. I was fairly sure that the drain itself wasn't blocked. So I will hopefully, I haven't even tested it yet, so I'll know from my flush now in a few minutes. That's a cold courtesy of Tarzan. He was on his way to Australia, and the grass, there's no doubt about it. It's a Rottweiler thing. When they poo or wee, they kick the back legs, and with those paws on him, it's like having something like bloody rotavators. There's lumps of the grass missing, and I come out and on this, I find lumps of grass on the covers or on the net during the summer. You can see the size of his paws. Tarzan, show us the size of your paws. You can see the size of those paws. There, rotavators. But anyway, that's what so the grass is, but we have dogs, we know there's never going to be a billard. It's all here. I'm in the process of patching it up, and I've tried at various stages. I might be better doing B&Q and getting a roll of salt for that. I might do that yet. But anyway, back to the pond. So what I'm going to do is go in now, and we're going to try a flush. And if we don't get that blood job done, I'm 80% certain that was my problem, especially when I got my hand in. Just excuse the noise for a minute. Right, that's off. Now let's go. So I didn't get all that crap out from the last one, but it's that far drain you can just see there. I have a bit of light in. Can you see it? Probably not very well. You can just see it there. So I'll probably be taking the light away now, but let me just open the drain. That is absolutely perfect. I don't know if you saw that, but that's the sort of crap I get in. The drains. Now I would say that's no worse than normal, to be honest. You know, I get the first flush. We just see now, we get the first flush, which is, you wouldn't see the bottom of the filter, and then well, that's for two. No, it's not. I would say now at this time of year when I've started feeding, that's no worse than normal. So I'd say even during my, you know, the times when I was probably maybe getting 50% flow through that drain, it was still doing enough to flush the drain. You know, like when I did an earlier video, I might just link it on this, but showing how I do this process, and a couple of people said, oh, that's not enough, you need to put in a proper flush for your bottom drain. But I find it works. I know a few other people, I think Alan Julian does something similar, except he sticks a petrol water pump into his, and that's what I tried to do on one video, thinking that far one might be blocked, and put in a rented, just hired out a water pump for a couple of days and tried it. It's pulled a lot of water through it, but it didn't get anything out of it that I hadn't already got out. So what else do I want to say? Yeah, better turn that water off. That's just my trickle in. I turn it off generally when I'm doing this. The other thing I've done, I put the UV in there last week, and I've noticed there's water in the glass. Now I don't think that does the bulb any favours at all. Now I did get some silicone grease or lubricant. Why silicone grease or lubricant? Because it's rubber safe. If you put Vaseline or any other type of grease on it, the rubber doesn't last. So I'm going to try this again and make sure I get plenty of grease on it and see if I can. I had this problem last year as well. That's a new quartz, by the way. That's used. I have an 80 watt. My ballast there, or the controller, is for 40 or 80 watt. I had a much longer glass, but I converted it to 40. I don't need an 80 with my size of pond. So I'm going to try and grease that again and see if I can get it water tightened. see, thinks I'm saying something to her. So listen, that's it. So absolute success. I'm delighted with that bottom drain. So because I had a lot of crop collecting at the front of the pond, it just wasn't doing its job to the same extent that it used to. So it's sorted. That was definitely my problem, and I'm delighted with that. If you've any thoughts, let me know. If you've any magic way to waterproof UVs, I mean, I doubt if it's condensation. There shouldn't really be condensation, especially with there being some heat from the bulb. You can see all that water there out of it. It's not a lot, it looks like more, but there's a fair amount of water. I'm going to dry out the quartz, put a bit of grease on and put it back together. But any great ideas how to, well, there was a seal came with that glass. I'm not too sure I need it on this because I have that one which fits into this. It kind of fits there. Maybe if I grease around there and grease here, which goes into the back of that might give me a bit more waterproofness. And maybe around the glass, because that's the only thing. There's no, you know, like some of them I had one before, there's a bit of curve on the end of the quartz glass, and then you put an O-ring on it. There's nothing on that, it's completely straight, and that's the way a lot of them are. Anyway, I am now definitely going. Any comments, let me know. Feeding the fish once a day, so hopefully getting a bit of growth back to even using wheat germ, but this week I've added in a little bit of protein in there, so I'll hopefully get them fully onto protein in the next few weeks. Anyway, thanks, cheers, talk to you again.